Hello everyone and welcome to my gameplay of NASCAR 25. This is raw with a couple edits just to remove copyrighted music. This gameplay is captured at 1440p at 54.51 frames per second. I will let the full gameplay play uninterrupted before I go into my experience and thoughts. Stay tuned to the end of the video where I rode along with Xfinity driver Nick Sanchez in a stock car at Charlotte. A huge thanks to iRacing, Monster, and NASCAR for making this all possible. I am incredibly humbled I am in the position to show you all this game. I'm so excited to show this to you. Let's get into the gameplay.
Welcome to Worldwide Technology Raceway, where speed, skill, and adrenaline collide. Get ready for an action-packed weekend of high-octane racing. From the roar of the engines to the thrill of the tight corners, every lap comes with heart-pounding excitement. Practice is in full swing, and drivers are heading out onto the track.
Fire her up and let's get out there. Take your time out there and let the car come to you. Inside door. Clear inside. How you doing in there? Need any adjustments? Let us know what the car needs. Get a good feel for the car and see if we can hit our goal out there. so far? 10-4.
As the session comes to a close, let's take a look at the results. It's time for qualifying. Drivers are on the track, battling the clock for a shot at the pole.
Time to do this. Don't hold back now. Let's get a good starting position. You're clear out. Way to push out there. We'll make up some spots on race day, don't worry.
Let's take a look at the results of this session. Today's not just about flat-out speed. It's also about brakes, throttle control, and nerves of steel. We're just outside St. Louis, and we're getting ready for the command here at Worldwide Technology Raceway and the Enjoy Illinois 3. Start your engine!
Be ready. There's the green flag. Car outside. One outside. Outside now. One high. Stay low. One high. Stay low. They're outside. All clear. Car outside. Stay low. White flag here. Stay low. Hold your line. Clear outside. Inside now. You're all clear. Clear low. Good finish, driver. We'll take a top 20.
As the session comes to a close, let's take a look at the results.
And that is the gameplay of NASCAR 25 at Worldwide Technology Raceway with the next-gen car. I just want to say that I'm not a review channel or anything like that, so I tend to be very optimistic when a new game comes out as a fan of NASCAR gaming. What I saw and what I played is basically what Monster Games always wanted the Heat series to be. They have the passion and they really do care about the community and what we all want from a game. NASCAR 25 is wiping the slate clean and it's a clear foundation for the future. Will it be perfect 10 out of 10? Probably not. You'll probably find things that you don't like and you'll probably see a lot of things that you do like. But it's different from person to person, and what I deem as a must-have is very different to other players. I don't think in NASCAR 25 they're going to please everybody. You might be asking, why did you choose Worldwide Technology Raceway? Well, I wanted to have an intermediate track or something that had short track feel to it, but it is also my hometown track in St. Louis. Other creators were out there on super speedways and stuff. I didn't focus on crashing. I didn't focus on like anything other than my experience of racing the AI. I thought it was a really nice touch to have music pumping through the PA right before you fire the engines up, just like it would be at a real race. However, it's copyrighted music, so I am not going to show it. I didn't test to see how long you could sit on pit road without starting the engine, but it seemed like you could just sit there as long as you wanted to. During my play session of NASCAR 25, I got to meet two creators I've collabed with in the past, Neological and Komodo Gaming, for the very first time. I was sitting next to Neil, trying not to bother him while projecting my voice and glancing over my shoulder to see what Komodo was up to. Truly great people through and through, and it was a pleasure to meet them. They had their wives with them, and they were really nice and outgoing people. If you're watching this, hello, and thanks for making the trip so much better than it already was. I also met other creators like Matt Malone, Roblox YouTuber Kat, eNASCAR champ Casey Kerwin, Jarrett the Iceberg, and more people I'm probably forgetting, and I am sorry for that. There was a lot going on. When I was driving the trucks and I was driving the Xfinity cars, that's whenever I kind of tested to see how the caution system worked out. But the caution system to me seemed really fair. Like I cleared myself off of somebody's nose, spun around, hit the wall, and there was smoke and everything when it happened. And then the yellow came out pretty much right after that. There was no caution replays or anything like that. It was just, hey, do you want to pit or do you want to stay out? One thing you'll notice at the main menu was driver ratings. Drivers have their own ratings at different tracks based on actual data that is given to them. So let's say that SVG is 100% on every road course. The driving was something I haven't felt in a NASCAR game. I've been kind of racking my brain to think of how to explain it other than Simcade to me. It's not iRacing. It's not like a full-blown simulation where you feel like the car's stepping out on you constantly. But to me, the cars feel planted in the ground and they're a ton of fun to drive. The next-gen car was aero tight, and I tried to do some side drafting and stuff to see how that would behave, and it seems like it is there. It could be placebo, I don't know, I didn't have enough time with the game. Driving the Xfinity car and the trucks were a ton of fun because they do drive off the right rear, and you have to wrestle them around the track, which I really enjoyed. The very first time I got on the track, the car just was so tight, I drove right into the wall, and it was my fault because I wasn't expecting the car to behave that way. So you can't just throw it into a corner and it sticks. The best way I can explain it is basically Forza vibes or a dumbed down iRacing physics engine. Another thing is that all the different series have their own sounds and you can really hear it. The game is on Unreal Engine 5, so it has that Unreal Engine 5 look to it, but it's definitely polished. To me, with the heat games, it always felt like the cars drove like they were driving on the Z-axis, you know, your yaw back and forth, and it felt unnatural and the cars felt a little floaty on top of the track. This is not the case in NASCAR 25. You really have to learn how to roll the center of the corner and also to set the car into the corner, meaning you're gonna have to do some trail braking or add a little bit of brake on entry so that it will set the car down into the corner better than you just shooting up the track into the wall. I did like that you had to shift around Worldwide Technology Raceway. That is accurate. You have to be disciplined on the triggers if you're using a gamepad, meaning that you can't just slam the gas and slam the brakes. It's not going to work out for you. Now you can change the draft effects and all that stuff inside of the settings, but I pretty much just left it all as it was when I sat down. Career mode looks pretty promising. I really liked what I saw of it. If you're a big fan of Dale Jr. and the Dale Jr. download, you're going to be in for a big treat there. However, some of those can be a little long-winded for me, but we'll see how it ends up being in career. We got to see the ARCA car at the Rock, and I really like the presentation of all of the cars having the individual bouncing suspensions. There's no canned effect of you going down the track and the car just randomly bouncing on you. It's based on the laser scan data. So you do have a lot of camera options. You have the chase view, you have a further back one. To me, they have a GTA 5 look to them, which I'm really, really happy to see. You have the hood camera, which I'm not a big fan of. You have the roof cam, which I really did like. I love the reflections that you could see of the car in front of you. And then you get two different FOVs for the inside of the car. You have that zoomed in version, and then you have the zoomed out version that shows more of the wheel. I couldn't really tell which one I liked more, but I'm probably going to go with the further out one just so I can have the side mirror. One thing that you won't see in this gameplay is that you can hit the B button on the controller, and at the top left corner, it'll open up and show you all the race information you need to know. And then if you hit it again, it'll show you the relative, basically the other drivers that are around you. And then if you hit it again, you'll get all of the data that you would see in previous NASCAR titles, like your engine damage, your wheel damage, the tires, all that stuff. It's all in that little menu. The damage I did see was nothing spectacular. I would classify it as iRacing's damage model before they had the recent revamp where everything goes flying off the car. So basic crumples and internal damage. I love that we have custom setups as an option, so you can go in and make adjustments when you're at a practice session and then go out on the track and see results. That's really, really cool, and I know a lot of people have been asking for that. In the comments below, let me know not just what you thought of the gameplay, but also what's your favorite driver, what's your favorite track. Now, there is two tracks that are missing off the 25 schedule, and that is Portland for Xfinity and Mexico for NASCAR. To me, these are not deal breakers. I really don't care about that. To me, having major tracks missing would be a different thing. But I'm in the camp that, you know what, if we're losing two road courses, oh well. And perhaps there'll be future DLC. I really don't know what is going to happen with that. iRacing just recently did those tracks, so perhaps they do have plans for it, but it wasn't finalized and they couldn't port it into the game yet. So like I said before in text, you know, they were on skilled default, which is one lower than the expert or the hardest level. The AI is at 97%, stability at 15% for the car. No wall avoidance, no driving assists. I do wish I would have gotten some of my Xfinity footage and or the trucks. I drove Sheldon Creed's car at Charlotte, and then I also drove Rajah Caruth's truck at Richmond. I ended up winning the Richmond race, believe it or not. It was a tight battle between me and Corey Heim, but man, it was a ton of fun. And also in the Xfinity side of things, I purposely wrecked Austin Hill as a fun thing, and I was sad I didn't get that footage. All right, enough of me yapping. I'm going to show you my ride-along in its entirety around Charlotte with Xfinity driver Nick Sanchez. I had a ton of fun. Being in a car at those speeds at Charlotte with those G-forces is insane, and they're not near as fast as the real Cup cars. The best thing I can relate to is my flight training. When we would do steep turns at 3 Gs, you would really feel it, and it felt kind of like that. It would make you a little disoriented when you first went into the corner, but Nick just, it was so funny. He had never driven the car and was like, you know what, let's go out here and do it. Did a full shakedown, was up on the chip immediately. We drove the low line, we drove the high line. It was phenomenal. What's up, Nick? I'm Jeff Fabiano.
What's up?
Nice to meet you, man.
Dude, that was fucking incredible. Absolutely awesome.
I also want to thank Sandbox Strategies for putting this whole thing together. There was a lot behind the scenes with scheduling, with flights and hotels and all that stuff. And without Rob and Joe, it would have not happened. Had an incredible time. I'm ready for NASCAR 25. I plan to play the career mode here on the channel, and we'll also do some other fun races as well. And I'll be doing multiplayer stuff on my live streams. Not NASCAR related content, but if you like this style of video where I kind of break things down, check out this video where I broke down the full trailer for Road Kings, an upcoming trucking game.